Monkey.
Okay, awesome. Again, welcome. Tonight we're going to present the AO scan technology. So excited about new ways of helping empower your health. So here we are grateful to have you here, whether you're watching this later or you're present now. Your time is really valuable. Thank you for making time for this. We don't want to waste it. We're going to pack a lot into this time, about an hour, and we really do want to hear your questions. So if you have those as we go through this presentation, please put them in the chat. We will try to answer as we go through, but we may be doing that at the end. So please put your phone on like no distraction mode, so that we're not having the things popping up all the way through and then we get derailed. Because you're here because you've been looking for some solid answers. You're here because you're open to new ideas. And I know you're going to hear some new ideas tonight. I get so excited about sharing this. So all distractions aside, let's take a deep breath together. In and out. Let's do one more, just letting go of our days, all the plates we've been spinning. Taking a deep breath and exhale. All those things, knowing that you can come back to it, that all the things that need to be addressed or your attention will be there here in just a little while. So this is how it started. Do you want to share our story, Seth?
Yes, this is such a special story to me because it includes my family and now my new friends. So I actually was introduced to the AO scan by my sister Hannah, who you see on the far right of this image. And she was working at a clinic in Houston, Texas. Someone came in to demo the AO scan for her and she fell in love with it. She has an amazing testimonial, which she will have to share with everyone at some point. You'll have to watch some of our other videos to hear about that. But she told me about it, and both of us had been in the holistic realm, the healing realm, the searching for answers realm for several years. Both she and I had experienced chronic illness in ourselves and in our children, and we were still on the hunt for answers and something that would be a tool that we could add to our lives as busy moms, as entrepreneurs, that wouldn't add any extra burden to our already busy schedules. We wanted something that could help us make our lives easier, that could point us in the right direction. And we found that the AO scan answered all of our prayers and then some. So a little background about me. My name is Steph Warner. I am a quantum living advocate with Solex, and I've had the AO scan for almost 2 years now, and I cannot even imagine living without it. Prior to this, I was an emotion code practitioner. Prior to that, I was suffering from chronic illness for almost 5 years. My family and I, unfortunately, had severe mold toxicity in our previous home, and the mold absolutely wreaked havoc on our health. And during that time, when we discovered it, we remediated it, and we were healing ourselves with natural remedies through an amazing healer that we found where we live. My daughter was also diagnosed with sensory processing disorder. So we were in the thick of it with testing and asking doctors and trying to get answers and going round and round in circles and trying every supplement and every remedy that was out there. And it was just a huge headache. So if you've been on that journey before, if you're on that journey right now, I feel you. I have been there. I've gotten through that. I'm on the other side of it now. And I truly believe that the AO scan is what can help people like me, like you, to overcome these huge obstacles that we face when we are navigating our personal health journeys. So with that, I know that Juliana wants to
Sorry.
share a little bit about her story as well. So I actually met Juliana on Instagram. She was the first emotion code practitioner that I ever worked with. And the rest is really history. That was 3 years ago. She was my practitioner. We became great friends. And I had to tell her about the AO scan when I got it.
Mm-hmm.
And we decided to take this journey together. We've been business partners ever since. So yeah, go ahead and share your story, Julie.
Yeah. And the funny thing is, I didn't want to hear about it when you were first sharing. We're all so busy and we feel like we can't have one more thing added to our life, right? Anybody else out there who feels that way? That's where I was. So I'm like, yeah, I kept putting stuff off. I don't really want to hear about this. But I was also dealing with my own crippling vertigo situation. And I wasn't able to resolve that with all the tools I presently had. This is all the way of it, right? When we haven't found that key that fits the lock, well, there's probably a new key that is going to be introduced into your life. So that was the AO scan. And I didn't really, again, I didn't care to hear about it. All I wanted was the vertigo to stop. So when I did get my device, I'm just like, what are these frequencies? Motion sickness. There were different frequencies that helped to support the vertigo issue. And I ran those every day for 5 days. At the end of those 5 days, I didn't have any vertigo symptoms. And this was after 2 months of like it building up to starting to take me out of my business. So it was huge to overnight go into, oh my gosh, my body's back. I can get back to work. It was massive for me. And then it went on from there. We saw so many breakthroughs because Steph and I were exploring this together. Actually, the four of us together were all like explorers. Stacy as well. She was new to this. And all four of us saw if this is what we think it is, this is going to change everything. And it fully launched like as a company and with a networking component in January 2021. So we started to get vision for this. That's where we had someone take this picture because we're like, some people need to know about this. This is going to change everything. Because this had previously been like inaccessible technology, that the price point was so high. So this started changing our lives. And then we saw it happen in our clients' lives as well, in our practices. So it's been an awesome journey. And then the surprise came to me. I was like, network marketing. I was at the point in my life where no more, never again. But I knew all these concepts of residual stream of income and all this stuff. And I'm like, it had always been in my heart, hopeful that somehow that was possible. And it, sure enough, it's not only met the things that other places had promised, but it's really exceeded that for me as well. So it's been awesome. So let's get into it. We have to start with this foundation. Everything is energy. Every cell and organ in the body has their own distinctive vibrational frequency or oscillation. So when these frequencies, they're disrupted, maybe by injury, diet, stress, it can result in a disruption of that biological function. When not addressed, that brings about fatigue, depression, serious illness, disease, and even death. So over the past 20 years, these vibrational frequencies have been isolated, identified, and cataloged. That the frequency technology has been out, I'd say, for about 100 years now, but we haven't been necessarily given access to it. Steph, do you just want to go back and forth, or?
Yeah, sure. So as we know, above the surface is where we are experiencing a lot of our symptoms. The symptoms that we are presenting in our health, from whether we have illnesses, whether we have some sort of current toxicity that we're dealing with, the surface is just the surface problem. or the symptom is just the surface problem. The symptom is trying to tell us a story, and it's a very small piece of the story of what's really going on. What we want to find are the root causes to these symptoms, the root causes to these issues that we are experiencing. So what is happening below the surface, even beyond the cellular level, beyond the anatomical level? What is happening energetically with your body? And I think after hearing what we have to share tonight, you'll find that that is extremely important. And it is also much easier to discover and uncover that information than maybe you previously understood.
Yeah, it's true. And I like to say the root of the root of the root is energy. It is vibration, it's frequency. That's at the very core. It all comes down to energy. So, and these frequencies are the essence of that energy. So the AO scan technology is based on the works of these scientists from around the world, such as Nikola Tesla, Albert Einstein, Marie Curie, Raymond Rife, and many others. These advanced thinkers were united by their belief that everything in its most fundamental level is energy. Every cell of the body produces energy, frequency, vibration, and resonance. So when these frequencies are in balance, the quality of life is optimized. Change the frequency, change the results.
And Solex, the company that created the AOScan technology, has a really interesting history as well that ties into some of these foundational scientific discoveries that people like Einstein and Tesla were starting to uncover in the early 1900s. Lawrence Swenson, he has been involved in light, frequency, sound, and motion technology from all the way back in the 80s. He adopted a son who had cerebral palsy, and he made it his mission as his father to find a cure and to help his son overcome this ailment. So he traveled the world, literally, looking for ways to improve the quality of life for his son. And he invented a machine that is now called the theta chamber. And his son did overcome cerebral palsy and just has an amazing life story. But he came across the AOScan digital body, he invented the AOScan digital body analyzer technology that he based off of a similar but different machine that he discovered in China that was invented by the Russians and the Germans. He acquired the rights to this technology, brought it to the United States, and the first American version of this was introduced in 2012. Now, the original was a huge computer system that you had to go to a clinic to get your scans. It took up to 4 hours to receive those scans and the optimizing frequencies. And it previously cost $38,000. Well, thanks to advances in technology and Lawrence Swenson's endless pursuit of innovation, he wanted to make sure that this technology got into the hands of every person and every home in the world. So now, just in 2020, the AOScan mobile version was developed and introduced, making it the world's first handheld wellness center at your fingertips.
I love it. So that's what we're introducing to you tonight, the AO scan. It is a unique educational tool that teaches us how the body is performing. It communicates via biofrequencies and electromagnetic signals. So it reads those, not just scanning, but then optimizing. As it identifies those areas out of balance, you can also then make some lifestyle changes as needed. Because you get back the information in these reports. We're going to go through some of those. This database of over 120,000 frequencies are the same in every person. And this database originally came from the Russian cosmonauts. They had already dialed this in very specifically. Since the 70s, when we first acquired this database, a lot more has happened with understanding how the frequencies of the body work. So this advanced technology is simple and easy to use. Although, as you saw, it was a more complicated version with the whole computer system and a lot of training, and then mainly used within a medical or a clinical setting. Now you can use it on the go, at home, with your family. And there are 4 major features. We're going to go through these. Imagine we're going into a wellness center and we're going to take you into a tour through different rooms. You've all been to a wellness center, but this one is so fabulous because it's at the touch of a button, but each one has different functions and different involvements with the body. So we'll start with the inner voice scan, then vital scan, comprehensive scan, and Sefi, subtle energy frequency imprinter.
Awesome. I love the Inner Voice program. It is so unique to any other technology that is out there. The Inner Voice analyzes 2,000 frequencies in the sound of your voice. And how does it do that? Well, you just tap on a button and you start to speak. You say your name and then you talk about absolutely anything. You can even just say your ABCs if you want. And it is just capturing the sound of your voice. It's recording it, and then it's going to do an analysis of the sound of your voice. This only takes 10 seconds, and it's going to identify where certain notes in the sound of your voice are out of range, either overactive or suppressed. And there is a scientist in Madrid, Spain, who originally invented this technology. He discovered that the sound of our voice is directly connected to our overall health, especially our emotions, and how our emotions are tied to our physical body and impacting our health. So it's going to identify the top 4 imbalances in the sound of your voice. It's going to pull out those 4 emotions that are most bugging you in that moment. And maybe you realize it, maybe you don't, because some of those could be suppressed. But then it's going to generate 4 unique music files that are like your own customized meditation music. These songs are unique to you. They will have the exact frequencies, tones, and binaural beats that you need for your emotional state to create more peace and harmony. Now, I love these because they help me to reset my day. They help me to overcome, maybe a rough night that I've had, waking up in the middle of the night with one of my kids. But I also like this because my kids love to listen to these songs. My son now asks to do his inner voice every single night before he goes to bed, completely on his own. And it helps him fall asleep, sleep better. And he is now a happier, more balanced kid during the day who has a much easier time managing his emotions than before he was listening to these songs. So I love Inner Voice. One of my favorite parts of this, it really is a big powerhouse tool. Even if it just had this, it would be awesome. So this is what the report looks like. In the left, you'll see how it's pointing out some low self-esteem energy. It may pick up something like sadness or anger or even repetitive thinking. And what I have found is that these reports are spot on every single time. It's going to identify that negative emotion, tell you what it would be like if you had the positive, the flip side of that. And it's also going to give some just gentle recommendations, suggestions of things that you could do. Maybe you need to increase your trace minerals. Maybe you need to improve your sleep, do a liver cleanse, because our bodies can be directly impacted by the energies that we're feeling. So really cool. Love this
Yeah.
program.
And Mindy, I think you've been having some great experiences with your daughter. If you have a second to put it in the chat, I'd love to hear the latest from you as well. So vitals, we'll move into another room and the vital scan. It scans the energetic state of your blood biology, over 600 items. It's actually that we need to change that. I think it's more like over 900 now. It identifies energetic imbalances in areas such as toxins, hormones, micro or macro minerals, allergies, sensitivities, heavy metals, and more. Then it sends the balancing frequencies to guide your body towards homeostasis. I know we've all gone for different testing, blood tests, or just to get our vitals checked out. It's too convenient to do it at the tap of a button and then get some insight. And then over time, because that's what you want to see, what happens over time with the body, what's consistent. Here's an example of a report. Again, there's hundreds of items here, so it can be a lot of information initially. And on the far right side, you see the before the scan. And then to the left of that is after receiving those frequencies. So you see 1 or a 9 are most out of balance. 5 is optimal. And the body will also redistribute energy. If you see something go that was green and then it goes to gold or something like that, the body's redistributing energy to help support the parts that were most out of balance. So you can see, as with all this data, it would be helpful to also have a way of seeing what is most out of balance. If the frequencies help support different things going on in the body, then what did it not support? There's also a way of seeing that in a different report. So this is vitals. And then just this last week, a huge upgrade added 208 allergies and sensitivities. Who has taken allergy tests before or done a lot of testing to find out what you're sensitive to? I'd love to hear, and you could also put that in the chat. Like, have you experienced that? How much have you spent on that? It's just, again, so convenient that we can see straight away what is going on with our body and what we're most sensitive to. So, and I love, I'm just going back to what you said in here, Mindy, that Eden has literally cried and squealed during her recording, then listened and just melted back into a happy kiddo. That's so great. And it helps with travel sleep for both of us, both of you guys. That's wonderful to hear. I love it. I love that it's so simple to listen to that music. This is the scan we were just talking about, but it can really have a big influence on our bodies and our health. So anything to add with vital stuff? Cool.
Okay, next we're going to walk into, pretend that we're walking into a room that does an MRI or maybe a CT scan, because now we're going to be talking about the comprehensive scan. This is where it is going to scan the energetics of your anatomy. And it's going to take information from your inner voice scan, and it's going to take data from your vital scan, and it's going to pull out and show how are your emotions and your blood biology affecting your overall body and its physical functionality. So this will include it also includes multiple options for custom scanning and optimizing specific areas. So in the comprehensive scan, you can do this sort of really quick and easy one-tap complete scan, where it's just going to pull out the areas that most need support. Or you can select specific areas if you want to know what's going on with my liver. What's going on with my kidneys? You can just scan that particular area of your body to get a deeper look into energetically what is going on. And it will show you in great detail. I'm talking the hepatic vein of your liver, the right lobe, the left lobe, the you got a question about what's going on with a particular area, and these reports will show you. So again, nines meaning inflammation risk, too much energy. Ones meaning diminishing function, risk, enough energy. Fives being optimal and balanced. Okay, comprehensive is just a really wonderful report that kind of ties everything all together.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's comprehensive. And this is Sefi. I love this one, subtle energy frequency imprinter, because this one isn't as focused on scanning the whole body first. This is based on what do you already know is present in the body, maybe what showed up on your scan that needs support. And then you can go in and choose specific frequency programs to focus on that area. So here you see me tapping through some of these and showing some of the options. You can also create a frequency playlist so you can have them playing back to back for whatever imbalances are going on. This is using scalar wave technology, and you can not only broadcast to yourself or to whoever's profile is at the top of the device. That's, you could say, how they're connected in the quantum field. But you can also imprint frequencies to objects. If you're familiar with homeopathics, I think the majority, if not all, homeopathics are based off of frequencies at a foundational level. It's frequencies. So now you can create homeopathic remedies at home because you can literally imprint that frequency to a solution and then take those drops on a regular basis. It's really convenient. So there's even more.
Yes. So I know that we've covered a lot so far, talking about the main aspects of the AO scan and the types of scans that it can do. But what I'm excited to share with you is that there is even more value that you can experience with this device. We can make it even easier for you to use. So you don't have to tap on a button to do your inner voice, and then tap on another button to do your vitals, and then tap on another button to do your comprehensive. There is a one-stop shop that will do all of that for you and a little bit more. But we do want to talk to you quick about the quick scan, which is an easy 10-second morning, afternoon, evening thing that you can do. There's energetic clearing, energetic shielding. There's songs that you can listen to specifically for focus, relaxation, grounding yourself. So quick scan is really great and super easy if you're really busy and on the go. We also are going to share with you Sefi dots, supplement library, PET scan, body scan, so much more to share. I think we're going to talk about easy scan next.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is a little demo of the easy scan. These are the results, and you can, I'm going to pause it for a second. As you just saw, I went straight through the inner voice results because it just did 3 scans in one. Inner voice, you can immediately do that quick scan audio or the balancing harmonics and play that. It also can recommend top energetic supplements. So you see that list of homeopathic remedies that came up for me on that scan. And then I can then put a glass of water or something else that I want to imprint that frequency to on the device, and then just imprint it right there, or you can set it right next to the device. You can imprint frequencies to jewelry, to the food you're about to eat. It's almost limitless. And if I just, if there's somebody who's like, wait, what are y'all doing? I was there too. I'm like, this is either crazy or it's for real. But at first I'm like, y'all crazy. But then the more I got into it and I started working with energy in this way, I'm like, this is legit. Because I mean, for one, the vertigo stopped and then I kept seeing more things. So this shows the supplements it recommends, and it goes straight into your vitals report, giving some insight to your chakras, the blood biology, the meridians. And again, it's going to show, as it goes into vitals and comprehensive, it's going to show a summary of the things that were most out of balance. And if you tap on the text of most of these, it'll give a description of that so you can further learn what's going on in your body. And then you can also, in the comprehensive, you can see a 3D view of the body, see exactly what part of the body needs some support. And then you can pursue further education beyond that, or just continue to scan and optimize. You want to see, is this consistent? Does this happen on a regular basis? Because that's what really matters as far as what you would want to take action on. Anything to add to Easy Scan?
It's so simple and easy to do. I do it almost every single morning and I love it. This is the one that you can do it remotely as well. You can do easy scans over the phone for people. So if you're a practitioner looking to add this to your tools with what you have to offer, you can do this for people remotely. I have recently been working with some clients all the way over in Hawaii, and the scans and the reports have been insanely accurate. So I love this.
It's so awesome. So that was Easy Scan. And now,
yay. So excited to share with you guys a brand new piece of this technology accessory that now comes along with it, that just was launched a few weeks ago at the AO Scan conference in Utah with Solex, Sefi dots. Okay, so you have this amazing wellness tool in your toolbox. Maybe, and you can add unlimited number of profiles to it. So whether you're a practitioner wanting to use this on like hundreds of clients, or whether you're someone wanting to use this on yourself, your family, and your friends, you can upload as many profiles as you want to do scans on people and send people frequencies. You can send people frequencies through the quantum field, but if you're somebody like me who has lots of people that you're trying to help and support, as of right now, you can only send frequencies to one person at a time. In the future, that will be changing. You will be able to do it to multiple people. But right now, to help you better get these frequencies in a very targeted way, Solex introduced Sefi dots. They are, I have one on my hand right here. I have one on my chest. This is what this little box looks like, and they are the most beautiful little patches, discs, I guess we could call them. They are programmable holographic discs surrounded by silicon, and you can program your frequencies from your scans, from your optimizations, from Sefi into these discs, and they will hold for up to 72 hours while you are wearing them. These are so amazing because there is a Sefi dot program now in the AO Scan where you can do a little scan button and it will tell you which frequency is most in resonance with you in that moment. And as you see on the right-hand side, there are lots of different categories to choose from. So once you tap on that scan button, it may automatically select immune defense for you, or it may choose pain or cellular restore or sleep. I am super tired today. I had a really, really busy day and a lot going on this week. And before I was about to hop on this call, I was like, okay, I need to do a Sefi dot. I want to put on some frequencies real quick. And it brought up sleep. And I was like, okay, I know I need to sleep. I'm going to have to do that later. I can't put the sleep one on right now. So then I chose a different one that's going to give me a little more energy to get through tonight's call. But what I love about it is it is a targeted approach, and the program will actually tell you and show you which meridian to place the dot on. So it takes all of the guesswork out of it. If you're not familiar with what meridians are, if you're not familiar with what acupressure points are, no worries at all, because the AO scan will take care of that for you, although you will learn a lot along the way. And that's what I love about this educational tool, is that I am constantly learning about my body, about my health, about the things that are good for me, that are not good for me. It's just an amazing educational tool. So I'm loving the Sefi dots. I have had amazing sleep since using the sleep dot at night. I got some major energy boost when I use energy endurance. Yeah, these are just super cool. And now you can share frequencies with other people. You can put them on clients before they leave your practice and send them home with frequencies that will help to balance them even when they're not with you. So I
Yeah.
love it.
And you can program multiple dots and they will hold a frequency indefinitely. It's only once it's on the body, it starts to, that 3-day mark is around where, how long it's good to use. So, yeah, I'm about to start the 75 hard program, and the perfect body one is about weight loss. I think that will be fun to try. I love it. We discover new things every day. If you're already like, oh my gosh, this is so much, and you've had enough, like if I just had this, that would be enough. That's great. Focus on that. But we've got a few more things for you before we wrap up. We also have a supplement library. If you're ever like, what supplement do I need? You have like boxes of pills. You can capture the energetic signature of your supplements, your essential oils, your homeopathics, whatever you'd like to capture that frequency of, into your device. And then you categorize it, you store the frequencies, and you can do a quick scan or an easy scan to find out what supplement is most in resonant with you at that moment. I believe it's more the quick scan that is going to give you that fastest result. And then you just choose what category. So I have all these different categories. I even made a category for fruit or for teas. What tea could I benefit the most from? I scan those frequencies in to the device, and then I just do a quick 10-second scan of my voice, and then it shows me right there what my body is most needing at this time, and I can then support my body with those things. So it's so nice. It takes the guesswork out of it.
All right, I have a little bit of a story with this one now, because I have a puppy, and I am so grateful that the AO scan not only works on humans, it also works for animals. You can scan your dogs, your cats, and your horses and send them frequencies to help support their energy and their overall health. And sadly, our 6-month-old puppy had an accident earlier this week and broke her leg in a very bad, very serious place. She had to have surgery this morning, and it took 2 days for her to get into a orthopedic specialist surgeon. So we had her here at home with a fully broken leg it could not have a cast on it because of the location of the break. And she did amazingly well. And I have to give all of the credit to the AO scan frequencies, because she was up and walking around on 3 legs 24 hours after breaking her front right arm. And I was sending her frequencies nonstop for pain, for broken bones, for swelling, for lymphatic enhancement, for shock and trauma. It was a really intense and scary thing, but she did so well that when we took her into the hospital finally for her surgery, the doctors could not believe that she had so much energy, that she was eating and drinking and going to the bathroom normally. They said, dogs usually are in so much pain that they will refuse to eat or drink or even move around at all. They're like, what have you been doing? And I was like, okay, you do the surgery and then I'll tell you about this PET scan once it's all said and done. So yes, you can support your furry loved ones as well. And yes, our puppy's doing just fine now. She's recovering well.
That's so good. It's just unbelievable what we can do with frequencies. And animals, they can't tell you what they need, but it's so convenient to be able to help broadcast, support them with frequencies. I love it. So as we're going to close this soon, we would like you to consider this. So what tool do you have that can easily give insight to your health with detailed reports in minutes? Do you have something that can immediately give you hundreds of items and insight to your body or your dogs or your grandmother's on the other side of the country? How many medical expenses could you avoid if you could identify the root cause of your health issues from home? What kind of health issues would be prevented if you could optimize your body daily with frequencies? It's like a year and a half into the scanning and optimizing, and I've definitely seen an overall improvement in my health. And then being able to target certain things as I want to take my health to the next level has been huge. Another thing that has improved for me in general is confidence. And that I like to attribute to inner voice, just doing that on a regular basis. Who puts a price on insecurity versus confidence? It's just unbelievable the things that we've discovered. And we often are in different chats sharing the things that, oh, wait, we could do this with frequencies. We could do that. There's so much to it. So are you ready to upgrade your vibration? Do you want to do this?
Are you ready to finally take back your health? We see the AO scan as a way to put your health back into your hands and empower you with educational information about what is going on in your body at an energetic level, so that you can take the necessary steps, so that you can use frequencies to rebalance, to support yourself, to understand what it is that maybe you need to support your whole family. So like we mentioned before, this device was previously a $38,000 machine. And because Solex is an incredibly generous company that wants to make sure that this gets into the hands of every home in the world, it is now priced at only $495. And that gets you the device as well as the bone transducer headset. That is included as well. And to access all of the programs that we have showed you, there is one subscription option, and it gives you everything, including every upgrade, every new program that is ever offered. It is only $149 a month. That's $5 a day to obtain a tool that can support you and everyone that you know. all of your clients, your family, and your friends in their health journey that can finally help give you answers to what may be underlying these issues that you have been experiencing. So we believe that the best way to join, the best way to jump in is as a quantum living advocate. That's where you can become like me and Juliana. You can share this with others. You can earn commissions. And that there's a bit of a sale going on right now where it's only 49 cents to enroll as a QLA. So normally the price is $49 to do that annually. But you can join as a QLA and then you get all of the benefits and can earn commissions if you share this with others and they join you in this journey. What we like to let you know about, I think is on the next slide here, Julie, that me plus 3 equals free. I have never been with a company before that it only takes sharing this with 3 people. Okay. If 3 other people were to purchase from your sales link, then you earn enough commissions that completely cover your initial investment, and the commissions that you earn off their monthly subscription more than cover your subscription. So it is completely free and you are starting to earn a small amount of income on top of that. So who do you know who would love to learn about this AO scan technology? Because if you are here and this piqued your interest, then likely you know other people. You know 3 other people that are also interested in holistic wellness, that have been suffering from chronic health issues for so long, that have been wondering, what supplements should I take? How do I know if this is right for my body? And they want those questions answered. So we just welcome you to connect with the person who invited you to this call or who shared this video with you, and do an introductory scan with them so that you can experience it for yourself. If you do join us, if you do decide that this is totally in resonance with you, absolutely, I need this in my life, we are here to support you. We have all of the training and support that you need. Solex offers amazing training, whether it's the basic training, which is free, or 3 phases of certification that you can get to be a certified AO scan technician and offer this service to others. We also offer team calls. Solex has weekly calls. We have 2 separate Facebook groups that you can join and monthly presentations. So you are not alone. If this was kind of overwhelming, we are here to walk you through this step by step and show you just how easy it is to integrate this into your life and into your business.
Yeah. And just like you said, you've got to experience it for yourself. Whoever invited you to this call has a scanner and they want to help you see these results for yourself, not just talk about it. I'm like, show me the experience. So I encourage you to do that. This is our disclaimer that no representation contained in these materials is intended as medical device and should not be used for diagnosis or medical treatment. The AO Scan Mobile is not a medical device. It does not diagnose, treat, or cure any disease. It's an educational tool. And for the record, if you guys are curious, because that sounded really medical or all the results you were looking at, we aren't going to be pursuing FDA approval because there's a certain amount of innovation that ceases when you get certain certifications. So this is a very innovative company, and it is wonderful how much it can educate your body very gently using frequencies. It's awesome. So if y'all have any questions, we would love to hear them. Or I don't think there's any in the chat, but I'd love to hear if you have any questions or you want to throw out a testimony or an experience that you've had. I know we have a number of people here that have had some really awesome experiences. I'd love to hear that as well. Yeah.
I've had some great experiences with it.
Yay, Dee. Tell us about
Um,
it.
So the Sefi dots, the day that I got it, I had went to my chiropractor and he told me that I had some arthritis in my back. And I scanned myself when I got home to see what frequency I needed, and it came up with the arthritis support. I was like, that was pretty incredible. Another one was one of my friends was really sick. She's one of my clients, and she kept saying, I don't know what's wrong. I don't know why I'm feeling so bad. And I did a scan on her and I said, several places it says that you have COVID. And I said, I think there's a high possibility that might be the case. And she said, well, she contacted me a couple days later and she said, my first two tests said negative. The next day it said positive. And I said, well, it picks up stuff a couple days ahead. So I imprinted a Sefi dot for her and took it to her house and dropped it on her porch. And the next day she said, I could not believe what that Sefi dot for me did for me. She said, I seriously was feeling so much better after putting that on. And I just know I would not have recovered like I did. She said, I felt it instantly. And I was like, that is awesome.
It is. That
Mhm.
is so cool. I
Yeah.
love it. What's fun is we just got these Sefi dots. We're all like, what are these? This is so cool.
Mhm.
We're all just experimenting using it. I love that you immediately put it into action.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing.
You're welcome. I love this technology.
It is so cool. It's just
Hey, I've got a Sefi dot experience too. So I got mine in the mail, and of course it's like new toy, right? We got to play with it and test it out and everything. And I was having some allergies, and so I imprinted the allergy Sefi dot program on there. I stuck it on my third eye, and it was like in less than a minute, like all the allergy symptoms stopped. And it was so fast, like it was crazy. And my husband thought I was crazy walking around with a third eye dot. But it worked great. It worked so well. And my dog was actually having something going on with his eye too. And so I muscle tested for something that he needed, and I imprinted the Sefi playlist on the dot and put it on his collar. And his took a little bit longer, but within a day, like the next day, it was a lot better. And then by the third day, the day after, it was totally gone. And I just left that dot on there for the 72 hours. And it was great because I was like, I don't want to have to take the dog to the stupid doctor for this. So
yeah, that's
anyway,
so awesome.
so yeah, they're super cool and way fun.
So
And effective.
cool. And it couldn't be more convenient. Like the tapping of the button, I still feel like giddy with, could it be this easy? I'm using technology. This is a dedicated device, and then we just imprint frequencies. So great. And I do love that for anybody with a practice, like with these Sefi dots, you could imprint like a whole pack of them just for anxiety, and then maybe sell 4 of them for anxiety, fear, phobias or something, or do another one for Lyme symptoms. Or there's just so many ways we can support people. I'll have a booth soon, and I'm going to charge for imprinting the exact frequencies needed.
I love that idea, Julie. I have a question on that. So on the videos, Lauren was saying, like, if you imprint it, like, and it's not on your body, that imprint lasts indefinitely, correct?
Yes, the
Okay.
imprint like to these dots. Yep.
Yeah, and then once you put it on, that is where the energy gets drained, and you've got the 72 hours.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
I know that we're also going to experiment with it. Like I found the little plastic stuff after about 72 hours is kind of done, but some places it's not, depending on where you place it. And I am curious, I'm going to experiment beyond that to just take the device, imprint it while it's on my skin, like clear it again, re-imprint it, and see. I might push that 72 hours. I don't know. We'll see. But so far that's what we're having results with. That's great. Anybody else? Any questions? And it's no question stupid. Trust me, I mean, like we were just at the headquarters. We had a convention just a week and a half ago or so. And my boyfriend goes straight up to Lauren Swenson and is like, but how? How do the frequencies work? Like, explain this to me. Because I mean, at the foundational level, this is still like a mind-blowing way. We can just generate an energetic frequency and make a change from any distance. It is possible, but like we're talking about, the experience trumps the like how when we are seeing results. Mindy, did you have something to add? Anybody else?
I did want to know about mailing Sefi dots. Do we need to put it in a protective bag?
Yeah.
Because I don't know about like radiating.
That's a great question.
Yes, I would definitely protect them. I don't know what type of foil they use. The Sefi Dots box contains a protective foil so that when they ship them to us, they're not absorbing a bunch of negative energy. I don't know what type of, if you were to put them in like an envelope or something, I don't really know how long or how well that would protect them. But yeah, if you're going to mail them, you do need to figure out how to protect them. But I think too, like, they're going to hold those frequencies for a really long time. Lauren said that, I mean, Lauren has been making patches like this since the 90s. They were imprinting frequencies into different types of patches. And he said that they would do them in bulk. They would imprint patches in bulk, like by the thousands. And if they didn't sell them, they would test them like a couple of years later, and they were still holding on to that frequency.
Wow.
So how long does this special last? So this sale where you can join as a QLA for only 49 cents goes until September 14th.
Mhm.
So make sure that you are signing up before then or getting people on before then.
Yeah. And the last time we saw that, I think, was over a year ago. That special.
Yeah.
It doesn't happen often, like once a year. I do wonder, so these little boxes are for we also have sucrose pellets. And I've been thinking these would be perfect because these are foil lined as well. These
Yes.
would be perfect to ship the little dots in.
That's brilliant. Yes.
I'd reach out to Solex and then talk to them about, see if they can't ship you some of these little boxes for the Sefi dot.
Yeah, you can purchase those. They just created new ones that have different branding on them. They're really cute.
Oh. Cool.
So that's all available in the back office then to purchase the mailing boxes?
I think so. Yeah, they're not mailing boxes. They're for the sucrose pellet capsule. Like there's little,
Yeah, the little blue bottles.
the little blue bottles.
But I bet they would sell them to you.
Mhm.
Yeah, we need to let Solex know. This is part of the
Mhm.
fun, is we give them feedback and the company innovates.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, everyone, for being on tonight. If there's any other questions, feel free to put them in the chat or reach out to us on our Facebook groups. And yeah, we're just grateful to have you here. And as always, this was recorded, so feel free to share the link to this recording. We're going to post it up on YouTube so that you can share it with anyone.
And I just added our Facebook group, Quantum Essentials. If you guys aren't a part of it yet, we'd love to have you in there. Further education and testimonies and experiences. And again, if you're like, wow, this is so new, never heard of this before, like that's why we need to hear your experience. We want to compare like how you're using this, and then we get feedback within those groups to grow and understand how to use frequencies, how to change that root cause with just energy. So yeah, thank you so much for being here tonight, and we'll see you later.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks. Have a good night.
Good night.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Good night. Thanks.
Bye.
Bye. See y'all later.